Good morning, all. Today I am continuing the last topic. So only one slide is there. So SWOT analysis. In SWOT analysis, only one slide is pending. So in this slide, all of you see. So strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay. So these four. So at a glance, strength. What is the meaning of strength? Is that means where we are strong in the organization internal factors where we are strong, so that is nothing but strength. Okay, so what are the key points? So value for money programs. Suppose you have to design any program or you have to start anything, so that gives how much amount you have to invest on that program, then you get it back. That means the value of money you have to invest it, then you are getting the same value through this program. So that is strength. And second one, pool of trained faculty. So we have full trained faculty. Okay, so that means they are very well trained faculty. So then they trained the employees. So they are giving training to the employees because the teacher only can do this, right? So that's why we need pool of trained faculty. And next one, wide choice of offering. And next one is wide choice of offering. So there is a choice in offerings. So only not a single option. So we have some choices in the offerings. And a national network of well-equipped training center. And we need a national network of well-equipped training center. We have some well-equipped training center. Okay, so this example is focusing on mainly in the marketing sector actually. Okay, so for marketing people, we are regularly giving some training sessions, how to market. So we teach the skills and the techniques for marketing people. Okay, so then they are able to apply the skills and techniques which they are learned in the training. So that's why we need a national network of well-equipped training center. So and weaknesses, not aggressive in selling. So what is the weakness? Not aggressive in selling. That means the salespersons are not much more interested on selling. So that is one weakness. So the main objective of the marketing is selling. So otherwise there is no need of marketing all these things. So for any company, any product based company, you need to sell the products to the customer. Then only your objectives are fulfilled. Otherwise there is no use. That's why there is aggressive selling. Okay, there is a need of aggressive selling, but sometimes not aggressive in selling, then it is one of the weaknesses. And next one is course differentials not sharp. So course differentials means the differentiation between one course and another course. There is no differentiate. There is no clear cut differentiation. All are in same manner. So what is the use? Suppose you are studying the 4 or 5 subjects in one semester. So all the subjects are different. So suppose they are repeatedly put that subject. What is the use of it? How many times you have to learn and how many times you have to listen? Okay, so there is no use at all. So there is a differentiation between one course to another course. So that's why course differential is not sharp. That is also one weakness. Then counselor enthusiasm inadequate. So the counseling people are not having much more enthusiasm to counsel the people, because they are having much more enthusiasm and motivation, then only they encourage and change the attitudes of the workers or employees. Otherwise, no use of counselors. What is the main purpose of the counselor is to motivate the employees or labor or something. So and to change the attitudes of the persons through their counseling. So otherwise there is no use. So customer service not focused enough. The next weakness is customer service not focused enough. So the service people are not giving any importance for customer services. That is also another problem. So we are always focused on customer services, because when you are giving best service to the customer, then only they are repeatedly purchase your product, or they are they share their opinions to their friends. This is a good product, or they are giving a better service for me. So that's why you have to buy this product without any doubt. So you confidently tell to your friend. Otherwise, you are unable to suggest to any other person. Suppose you are not much more satisfied with that product and service, so they are not giving proper service to you. Then suppose if anybody is asking how your product is, so because the product is good, but sometimes service is also very, very important. So they are failed to provide the better service. Ultimately, you give negative feedback. Then, so the mouth publicity is very poor for your product. Then you lose your customers and also repeated customers. New customers, there is no chance of new customers, and also there is no repeated customers. So this is one weakness. So I completed as a strength and weaknesses. Now coming into opportunities and threats. So opportunities means growing demand for computer education. So we are taking an example, computer education. So nowadays computers is everywhere, anywhere. Without technology and computers, we can't do anything right now. So we do, but there is a complexity. So suppose if you assume online services, so we have so many online services at this present scenario, COVID-19 situation. The technology is very much useful. So suppose I am teaching class through technology only. So now you are able to listen my class where you are, wherever you are. So anywhere, any place. Just you need one mobile and some data. Then you are able to listen my class. So this is only possible by technology. So growing demand for computer education. That's why the computer education is growing regularly. So because only technology only, this is possible. So ultimately, demand is increased for computer education, and computer library becoming a necessity, and also computer library. So we are keeping all the books in computer, so all the data in computers. Suppose we are downloading PDFs. So right now I am also downloaded so many books in this Corona period. So we need not to purchase any books or print. So just to have PDF, just we are referring wherever it is, whenever it is needed, or whenever it is required. Then we are directly go through that PDF and directly search the topic, and then you take the content, you collect the content from the PDFs. So without any purchase of any book. So this is very, very useful. So and permanent also. Book is sometimes it is vanished. So but technology is not vanished. Okay. So Then we need a computer library, that is very, very useful, that is necessity also. So growth of rich training needs, and after that, rich training is very, very important. So ordinary training is not suitable for industry orientation. So that's why industry requires so many skilled people and knowledge. So you are giving ordinary training, then there is no use for that candidate. So in interview only he fails and he didn't get the job. So that's why there is a rich training. There is a need of rich training. So that is also growing. This is one advantage of computer education. So computer education, computer industry, so that means information technology. So training institutions, for training institutions. So growing demand for computer education. This is one opportunity for computer institutions, and computer library becoming necessary. This is also one opportunity for computer institutions, and growth of rich training needs. That is also one opportunity for computer institutions or computer training centers. So growth of rich training needs, that is also very, very important thing. So they are giving rich training on the particular segment. Suppose if I are taking an example of software training institutions, some peers and such as and Arrays Technologies. These are all the training institutions, computer training institutions, which are located in Amirpet in Hyderabad. So these are very, very popular institutions. So they are giving rich training. So that is one opportunity. So growth of rich training needs. Suppose everybody wants to learn subject in depth. So this is one opportunity for these type of institutions. And a need for customized training modules. And after that, there is a need of customized training modules. So some crash courses and some long run, long term and short term courses are there. So depending upon your requirement, they planned their schedule. They are giving according to your requirement schedule. So schedule is a short term or long term or crash course. So that is another important thing. That is also one opportunity. So, and next threats. What are the threats? So threats means hurdles or problems. Rise in number of competitions. So rise in number of competitions means, so if you are entering or you are already done do this business, suppose from 10 years or 5 years, then you are getting maximum profits in that particular industry or in your business, then ultimately some new competitors are also, new people are also entering into that business. So already I told you some example. So suppose you have to start a small tiffin center in some area, then there is heavy crowd in that particular tiffin center, then people are continuously observing those who are go on that area. So and they feel there is a huge demand for the tiffin center, and I think they assume the tiffin center is giving better quality and better quantity and better price. So the basic assumptions. Okay. So in this way, another one also started that business in that particular area. So in this way, always new people are entering into the businesses. That is most common thing, but you have to face that thing. Okay. So there is a competition in regular manner. So you have to face the competition. That is very, very important. So, and this is one threat. So rise in number of competitions, that is one threat. And high rate of technological obsolescence. So the management or employees or sorry, managers or didn't have much more awareness about the technological advantage, then that is also one threat. So regularly we update the technological things about what is it, what is the use of this technology and how it is used, and is there any particular benefit for our organization. So you have to regularly observe and monitoring all these things. Then commoditization of training, undercutting of fees. So commoditization of training, undercutting of fees. So commoditization is very commoditization. Commodity means, is there any product or something what it is called as commodity? So that is material or something. So anything, instrument. So these are all commodity. Commoditization of training, undercutting of fees. So that is one another advantage. Sorry, another threat. So commoditization of training, undercutting of fees. So in training there is a commoditization, then it goes for cutting off fees. That is one thing. Okay. Then before that we are discussing about implementation. Sorry, environmental scanning strategy. So in strategy management, now we are discussing about strategy formulation. This is the second part in the strategic management. So strategy formulation means you have to design the strategy. So this is often referred as strategic planning or long range planning. So this is also called as strategic planning or long range planning. So this process is primarily analytical, not action oriented. So the strategy formulation phase is purely analytical, not an action oriented. Is there not any actions? So the strategy formulation process is concerned with developing a corporate mission, objective, strategy, and policies. So the strategy formulation process is developing a corporate mission, objective, strategy, and policy. You have to develop all these things in the strategy formulation phase. In the process of strategy formulation, we have to develop mission, objectives, strategy, and policy. All these four things are formulated in the phase of strategy formulation. So this process involves scanning external and internal environmental factors. So in the process, we done external and internal environmental factors, scanning of external and internal environmental factors. Already we're discussing about this. And analysis of the strategic factors and generation, evaluation, selection of the best alternative strategy appropriate to the analysis. So according to your analysis, which one is the best alternative strategy, then you have to generate, evaluate, and selection of the best alternative strategy for our issue or any problem or something. Okay, so this is very, very important. So generation, evaluation, selection of the best alternative strategy appropriate to the analysis. Okay, so that is introduction. So and Henry Mintberg has pointed out that corporations' objectives and strategies are strongly affected by top management's view of the world. So according to Mintberg, he is clearly said, so objectives and strategies are strongly affected by top management's view of the world. So because the top management has authority to develop strategies for organization, so the strategy is completely based on the views of the top management. Then ultimately the objectives and strategies are strongly affected by the management's view. That means top management view. So this view determines the mode to be used in strategy formulation. So according to the top management view, the strategy is completely based on the views of the top management. Then ultimately the objectives and strategies are strongly affected by the management's view. That means top management view. So this view determines the mode to be used in strategy formulation. So according to the views of the management. So the mode of the strategy formulation will be changed. So we have different types of modes. First mode is entrepreneurial mode. Entrepreneurial mode. So entrepreneurial mode is one powerful individual formulates strategy. So one powerful person, those related to top management, they formulates the strategy. The focus is on opportunities rather than on problems. So in the entrepreneurial mode, he does not focus on problems. He is only focused on opportunities which are there, which are available. So not for problems. That means threats. And strategy is guided by the founder's own vision of direction. So the strategy is guided by the founder's own vision of direction. So according to the own view of the founders, the strategy will be formulated. That is entrepreneurial mode. And second mode is adaptive mode. So adaptive mode means the strategy formulation mode is characterized by relative solutions to existing problems rather than a proactive search for new opportunities. So in adaptive mode, formulation mode is characterized by reacting solutions to existing problems. So it is reacted, it is characterized by reactive solutions. What are the reactive solutions? For existing problems which are already there in the organization rather than a proactive search for new opportunities. So in this adaptive mode, the management should focus on how to resolve the existing problems and does not focus upon searching of new opportunities. Okay, so they're focusing on only how to resolve the existing problems, but not much more focus on the new opportunities searching. Okay, so that is called as adaptive mode. So next one, planning mode. So next mode is planning mode. So analysts assume main responsibility for strategy formulation. So what is the main responsibility of the strategy formulation? That is assumed by the analyst. Strategic planning includes both the practice search for new opportunities and the reactive solution of existing problems. In this planning mode, both are there, searching for new opportunities, that is first one, and second option, second thing is reactive solution of existing problems. So how to resolve the existing problems? There is a need of reactive solutions. You have to find out this. Then the strategy formulation process involves environmental analysis, organization analysis, development of strategic alternatives and analysis, and selecting the most appropriate strategy from the alternatives developed. Okay, so in the strategy formulation process involves environmental analysis. There is a need of environmental analysis and organization analysis and development of strategic alternatives. So we have generally we have one strategic alternative. So but in the case of this one, so we have strategic alternatives. There is a need of strategic alternatives. So and analysis and selecting the most appropriate strategy. Finally, you have to analyze the alternatives, strategic alternatives. Then you have to find out most appropriate strategy from the alternatives developed. From the alternatives, you have to select the best one, which is suitable for our present problem or any issue. So you have to select that one. Okay. That is 3 modes. Then next one, the corporate level strategies include. So the corporate level strategies include What are the things? Stability strategies, growth strategies, retrenchment strategies, combination strategy, or portfolio restructure. Okay, so these four are the corporate level strategies and implementation of strategies. So above thing strategic stability strategies means there is a stability. Okay, so and growth strategies for a growth purpose, which type of strategies we have to follow, and retrenchment strategies. So how to remove the employees, that purpose also there is a choice. So that is retrenchment strategies and combination strategy or portfolio restructure. So combination strategy means, so you have to combine more than one. That is nothing but combination strategy or portfolio restructuring. So next, implementation of strategies. How to implement the strategies? Institutionalization of strategy. That means you have to convert the strategy into the institutional level strategy according to the institution structure and institution basic. And setting proper organizational climate. After that, you have to maintain and provide smooth and flexible organizational climate, good organizational climate, and developing appropriate operating plans. After that, you have to develop appropriate operating plans. And next one, developing appropriate organizational structure, and you have to develop organizational structure. That is also good one. And periodic review of strategy. After that, you have to review the strategy periodically. That means 1 month or 15 days or something. So you are regularly observe and review the strategy which you are implemented. That is implementation of strategies. So after that, you have to see this diagram. So enterprise strategists, mission and objectives. So in the mission and objectives, after that, so general environment, international, industry, internal and international environment, and internal factors. So all these three are completed already, the above three. So mission and objectives are also completed. And enterprise strategy means that is the person name. Then, so now we are discussing about generic strategy alternatives, strategic variations, strategic choice, and allocate resources and development organizational structure, formulation of plans, policies, programs, evaluation and control, and finally feedback. Okay. So this is the strategy formulation process. This is called as strategy formulation policy formulation. So దానిలో మనకి ఇప్పుడు so already we are discussing the above things: general environment, industry and international environment, and internal factors. Up to this one I am already completed. So then now we are discussing about generic strategies. Okay, so today I am only giving some basic idea about generic strategies. Okay, so generic strategies, these three approaches are examples of generic strategies. So because they can be applied to products or services in all industries. So these generic strategies are applied on products or services in all the industries, and so and to organizations of all sizes, and there is no any size constraint. So all the sizes are using. So whether it is a big organization or a small organization, so anyone it will be here. So they were first set out by Michael Porter in 1985 in his book. So he writes a book and he releases in 1985. The book name is Competitive Advantage, Creating and Sustaining Senior Performance. Okay. So competitive advantage, creating and sustaining superior performance. Why it is provided competitive advantage, creating and sustaining superior performance. It always keeps so better performance. So Michael E. Porter called the generic strategies cost leadership, frills or differentiation, creating uniquely desirable products and services, and focus, offering a specialized service in a niche market. So differentiation strategy means uniquely desirable products and services, and focus means offering a specialized service in a niche market. He then subdivided the focus strategy into two parts. So cost focus and differentiation focus. Okay, so these are shown in figure 1 below. So cost differentiation, scope, narrow, broad, source of competitive advantage. So the scope is very important. So cost and differentiation. So there are four: cost leadership, differentiation, cost focus, differentiation, focus. Okay. So now we are seeing about cost leadership, differentiation, cost focus, and differentiation focus. Okay. So in next class, I'm discussing about these one. Okay.